The drag and drop question type is where students will select and drag text or an object to a different location. There are a couple ways in Canvas that you can kind of work through a drag and drop question. It doesn't look exactly the same as it does in Cambium, but it will get you close on a couple of them. So first, let's look at a few examples of drag and drop questions from a Cambium assessment. This is just a screenshot of a social studies version where you're dragging text, or students will drag text down to the appropriate person. This is an example of I don't remember if this was fifth or sixth grade math now, but students would drag the numbers down into the correct box of where each number belongs. And this is an eighth grade science example where students would drag the different moon phases into the appropriate calendar order. So the ones with images are a little bit harder to do. They might not work great. The ones with text, where you are basically categorizing text into different categories, that works a lot smoother. So let's go ahead and build a couple of those. The first one I want to show you is categorization. This would be one that would work like if you are, they mean quotes with people or something like that. So let's say we are going to put the question, and I did it, but didn't really say it. You click on plus, add content, and then the categorization question. Okay, so the question stem, we're going to say match the correct statement to the correct person. So for category one, we could have person one, and they say quote number one. Obviously, I'm not making this very sophisticated. Person two says quote number two. And then we could add as many categories and answers as we want. Let's say that person one not only said quote number one, we can even say quote 1A, but we could also say quote 1B. So you can add as many answers to go with each category. You can add more categories if you would like. So let's add a third category or third person, and that would be quote number three. Okay, that will give us enough information there. You can also add additional distractors. So let's say that there's another random quote that was not said by any of those people. We could put quote number four that doesn't belong under any category. As always, you can add these to outcomes or to item banking. You can change the point value and then you click done. Let's go ahead and look at that from the student side. This is what it would look like on the student end, where they would have the different categories. So there's our person one, person two, and person three, and then they would drag and drop these quotes to the appropriate person. So quote 1B would go there, quote 3 would go there, quote 4 doesn't belong anywhere, so the student should leave it alone. Quote 1A would go there, and quote 2 would go there, and that's how students would answer that question type. Another way that you can approach a drag and drop question in Canvas is by ordering. So I can click on the plus button and click on ordering. And on this one, I can put a question like place the following in numeric order. Now you could do this, for example, like moon phases. You could put a picture of the different moon phases and then have the students put them in the appropriate order. Or like a life cycle, you could put the pictures of a different life cycle for kids to have to place them in order or something like that. So I'm going to pull up another tab on my other screen, which you probably can't see, but I'm just going to pull up different number images for this particular example. In each box for my answers, I can click there, and this brings up the rich content editor, and I can upload media. And I'm just going to drag and drop a picture right here. Now, if you had a picture saved to your computer, you could obviously do it that way, and then it will upload right here. You can drag and drop straight into that box, but it was giving me issues earlier. So if the images don't come through correctly, I would just make sure you go through upload media. And if it really gives you issues, save it to your computer first, and then you can upload it that way. And I'm not going to be careful making sure we have all the numbers here. We just want a few to go off of. So there's one, there's three. Let me see, let me get a few more. And then we'll put number 5. Now, obviously, we can put more in here, but to keep it simple for now, we're going to put numeric order 1, 3, and 5. And then I'm going to delete this fourth option. Um, again, aligned outcomes, item banking, change the point value. And then you can click on preview. And then you'll see where it will shuffle the order up, and then the kids will have to manually place them in order.